if you've ever had a conversation with a lib about gun control, if you've ever been kind of a lib yourself, which some of us have gone through more lib phases of our lives, okay, there but for the grace of God, go we. You may have heard this argument. I'll say, why did that private citizen who was protecting himself and his family and his property against a criminal, why did he have to shoot the criminal in the chest? Why couldn't he just shoot the criminal in the leg? And that way the criminal could live, maybe, and he would still be able to stop the bad guy. Why did the cops, those terrible, awful cops, why, when they were in a shootout with a criminal, why didn't they just shoot him in his ankle? And that way they could stop the bad guy, maybe, and he wouldn't have to die. Joy Behar just raised this question on The View.
I don't understand why people go for the. It's like police sometimes when they shoot somebody. It's like, can't you shoot them in the leg? Why do you have to shoot them in the head?
Well, that's a false. Actually, having dated a homicide detective, he used to tell me when he hears that on TV, his eyes roll, because you have to shoot when you're trained with a weapon for the mass of the body. So to shoot a leg or a wrist happens in a James Bond film, but in real life, that's actually not something that they can do.
Why?
Because it's hard enough to hit a target. So when you're shot, you target practice on a mass, which is the main part of your body, your torso.
So if it's hard to hit a target, why do these gun toters want us to constantly have guns when we're not trained to even shoot as well as a police officer?
So she tries to save her stupid question. She goes, well, then why do they want us to have guns if we're completely untrained? I don't want you to have a gun if you don't know how to use it. That's a straw man. I certainly don't want people who are completely ignorant about what firearms do and how to use them. I do not want any of you to have a firearm for your own sake as much as for the rest of us, because if you don't know how to use a firearm, it's probably not going to work out well for you. If you don't know how to hold a firearm, if you don't know how to use it when there's a bad guy approaching, most likely the bad guy's just going to take it from you and use it on you. So no, we want people to be responsible and trained and be knowledgeable about these things that they're using. This is the consequence of ignorance. Very often, the people who are the loudest activists, very often the people in office who are regulating all of these rights and instruments in our society, they don't even understand the mechanics of the things that they're regulating. Right now, go to helixsleep.com/Knowles. With everything going on in the world right now, you could really use a good night's sleep. That's why you got to check out Helix Mattress. Helix has harnessed years of extensive mattress expertise to bring their customers a truly elevated sleep experience. They just launched their new Helix Elite. The Helix Elite collection includes 6 different mattress models, each tailored for specific sleep positions and firmness preferences. I've had my Helix for 3 years now, probably, and I absolutely love it. Night after night, I sleep like a sweet baby, and I want the same for you. Helix has a sleep quiz that matches your body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress. Because why would you buy a mattress made for someone else, okay? You want to be in my mattress? I'm a married man. Get out of my boudoir. Go to helixsleep.com/Knowles. Take their 2-minute sleep quiz to find the perfect mattress for your body and sleep type. Their flexible payment plans make it so that a great night's sleep is never far away. Helix is offering 20% off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners. Hurry on over to helixsleep.com/Knowles. With Helix, better sleep starts now. Right now, go to cinch.com, use promo code Knowles. The weather is warming up over here in Nashville, which means that we are gearing up for backyard barbecues and campfires. The last thing you need to be doing when you're getting ready to host a barbecue is driving around worrying about where to refill your propane grill tank. That is why you got to check out Cinch. Cinch is a propane grill tank home delivery service. They deliver propane grill tanks right to your door. Cinch delivers on your schedule, requires no long-term commitment or subscription. Plus, delivery is completely contactless. You don't have to wait around at home. Track the order on the Cinch app from anywhere. Whether you're grilling steaks or firing up the patio heaters on a cold night, Cinch's propane delivery service ensures that you have the fuel you need to make the most of every moment. Go online to cinch.com or download the Cinch app to order. New customers can get their first tank exchange for just $10 with promo code Knowles, K-N-O-W-L-E-S. That is cinch.com or download the Cinch app. Use promo code Knowles, K-N-O-W-L-E-S, to get your first tank exchange for just $10. It's a limited time offer. You must live within the Cinch service area to redeem it. Visit Cinch, CYNCH.com/offer for details. Not only do they not understand the philosophy of why we have a Second Amendment, of why we have a right to protect ourselves, of where that comes from, what that means, they don't even understand how the pew-pew thing works. They don't even know what the trigger does. They don't know what it's like. Their understanding, as that woman on The View said, their understanding of shooting a gun comes from James Bond movies. Oh, well, why did the cops have to stand there and shoot the guy in the chest? Why didn't they just run up, jump sideways, hold the gun sideways, and shoot the gun out of the other bad guy's hand? You know, come on, I saw that in a movie once. Why can't they just do that? These people have never been to a gun range. They've probably never held a gun in their lives. And this is true beyond gun policy. This is true at all levels of politics. The people who are doing the regulating increasingly don't understand anything about what they are regulating. The people who are passing laws about abortion, the left-wingers passing laws about abortion, increasingly, they don't have children, so they physically don't understand what it's like to have a baby. They often have not become pregnant. It's kind of like an inversion of the libs argument. If you're a man, you shouldn't be able to have an opinion about abortion. Well, okay, is the same true of a childless woman? Is the same true of a single woman who doesn't want to? That's one aspect of knowledge, but then there are more important degrees of knowledge. I don't need to have cancer to learn something about cancer. A doctor doesn't need to have cancer to know how to treat cancer. I don't need to have committed a murder to know how to pass a law against murder. I don't need to have been a cop to pass a law against murder. What is required, though, is some basic understanding of morality, ethics, philosophy, theology, ultimately. You need to know these things. In order to be a statesman, you should have a serious education in all of these subjects. You should be able to understand what the law even is, not just the positive law that we all pass and we vote up on the bill on Capitol Hill, but what the law even means. Is the law merely an imposition of my will because I want such and such to be so in society? Or is the law primarily a matter of interpretation, that there is such a thing as the natural law, that there are eternal principles of justice, and there is an objective moral order, and we can perceive this and interpret this, and then through a process of translation, translate the eternal moral order into the positive law and the civil law and all the rest of it? Of course, that's what law is. Well, okay, that means we need to know something about ethics and morality. Well, what is where do we get our notions of good and bad from? How can we know anything at all? The people passing our laws increasingly don't know anything about that. Did you adore that clip? Me too. If you want to get more of them, if you want to get long interviews, if you want to get the yes or no game, if you want Michael and if you want The Daily Show, subscribe right here. Ring that bell. We'll see you next time.